Okay guys, we've headed over here to Martin's Fork Trailhead. It's the parking lot where we're going to be at tonight. Actually, in fact, we're actually going to have the car parked here for the next 2 nights because we're heading into the woods. Going to start out the rough trail, and there's a nice little 12-mile loop that we're going to do over the next few days. We're looking at trying to knock out about 3.5 miles today. We've already done 3 miles, so it's going to end up being 6.5 miles, roughly maybe 7 miles, depending on what we'll calculate it. We'll let you know later tonight. So 7 miles today. We're looking at hoping to do a minimum of 6 tomorrow. If we can get 6 in, that'll leave us about 2.5, 3, between 2.5 and 3.5 to get out and head home. If we get out early enough, we actually maybe even go over to Natural Bridge, and there's like a little mile hike in to see it, but it'd be like a little day hike, quick thing, just to go look, because I've actually been there, and it would be kind of neat to let Lexi see it. If I don't get to it, it's fine, because we want to get home as early as possible on Wednesday, because we do have plans going forward next weekend. But you know, for now, we're going to be enjoying this. We've already seen some great views today. The rest of the day going in, I think we're just basically trying to get to site and get some water next to the creek over here that we're going to be staying beside. This is what it looks like here. And we're getting ready to finish up. We've got our packs set, decently hydrated. It's really hot. It's about 90 degrees right now, and it's only 3 o'clock, so it's probably going to go up a few more degrees before we actually start to get cooler. We're hoping once we get down the valley, it'll cool off some, kind of like it did yesterday. I didn't take my sleeping bag in yesterday. Lexi didn't use hers last night, so neither one of us actually used one last night. I actually got chilly. Like I said, so I've got mine on there today. So I'm rocking a little bit more weight again, but I did cut a few things off, so it's going to be about even in the long run. And I'm only going to carry 1 liter in, and we can filter 2 or 3 liters tonight and a couple tomorrow before we head out on the trail. So we're going ahead and get ready. I think Lexi's ready to go. Pack ready? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my pack's ready. So we're going to get on trail. We'll check back with you with the GoPro, and we'll see what we see, guys. Looking forward to this hike, guys. Definitely. So, guys, here we go. Heading in to the rough trail. Going to come on up in here and get over to our site. Got to wipe your feet. Well, would wipe my feet. There's really nothing there to wipe them on. Anyway, up onto a nice cool little bridge over this little stream here, and into the woods where it's much cooler than out in the sun. My legs are definitely feeling all the rock climbing we did earlier today up on the other trail, next to Courthouse Rock and such. That was beautiful views, but that was some hard trail. So I'm hoping this won't be quite as difficult. I know we have an almost immediate elevation gain shortly coming up on us, and once we do that, Terry Wall Trail, we're taking rough trail, which should be out this way. But once we get through that, we'll have some ridge walking up and down a little bit, and then we're going to descend into a valley next to a creek. It may even be this one here, I'm not sure. I don't think it is. No, it's not, according to the map, now I think about it. But we'll be beside a creek again tonight, camping, down in a valley where we can get some water very easily, and hopefully it'll have cooler temperatures to rest and sleep tonight. And if we get in there early enough, we're hoping to do a fire, because it has been pretty dry today. So we're hoping to be able to find a little bit of firewood and do a small fire for 2 or 3 hours tonight. It's already pretty up in here, guys. Looks like we're going to be going up against this creek for a ways. But we are already starting a little bit of an elevation gain. It's gradual, but it's there. Man, Lexi's tripping over the roots already. But yeah, definitely pretty, guys.
down there and filter water. That's exactly what that is.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
And there's some elevation.
Is it clear? Little step. Little step accompanied by... Oh, I gotta think of another one. I don't think it'll beat Little Step though.
So guys, we're about a mile and a half in. Look at these very, very, very tall trees. I mean, old growth forest, guys. Very tall. And where the rocks have actually weathered behind them, it's just neat to see the forest look like that.
There's a gigantic tree right behind you. That one just like skyrocketed.
Yeah, I mean, this gives you an idea. I mean, that's just amazing how tall those trees are. All right, guys, on this trail, this loop that we kind of constructed ourselves using the help of All Trails and the official map for Red River Gorge trail map, we came up out of the rough trail area and made it over to the Daniel Boone hut trailhead. We stopped for about 15-20 minutes just to catch our breath, stretch out for a minute, fill up on what little bit of water we had left because we pretty much depleted. I think Lexi has about a quarter liter of water. I'm out. And we come on over to, what is it, Pincham Tight Trail. It's a little connector trail that we're heading over here to the Buck Creek Trail. And as we come down in elevation from there, we'll be down to that creek that's on that trail, which is where we're making camp for the night. But we're doing pretty good on time. It's about 5:30, so not hurting too bad on time. We've actually only been on this trail for about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. And it's typical, or excuse me, it's typical woods hiking. No exceptional views so far. So it's interesting, as we've been on the trails here at Red River Gorge. I know a lot of the websites talk, especially during the week, that you wouldn't see people on the trails too much, that it's a little bit more crowded on the weekends. Today is Monday. Over on the trail we started out on, today alone we saw probably 10 to 12 people. And since we've entered into here, we're up to 15 to 20 people here. So definitely much more populated than what I was expecting. You know, I mean, I went to Twin Creek last week and I saw 4 people the entire time I was there on trail. Not counting the little bit of walking I did in between at that, you know, at, what is it, Knobs Park or whatever it was. Actually on trail there were 4 people total. That way, white marker.
Oh,
but yeah, it's kind of crazy. Of course, it's a very popular area, and a lot of the people we've seen have been in bigger groups. We saw a Boy Scout group earlier that had about 10 to 12. We just passed a group that had about 8. It's pretty awesome, guys. You know, and at the Daniel Boone Trailhead, there were 4 cars sitting there. All 4 cars had overnight passes, so there are people in here camping tonight. And, you know, of course, there are multiple trailheads that could lead exactly where we're going. I mean, we're bound to see other people, hear other people in the woods tonight. So, definitely prepared for that. But I got a feeling we're going, once we get up in here and actually get site set up, have some dinner, we're going to be going to bed before long. I mean, today has been some hellacious hiking, guys. I think I calculated it, and I'll get a good estimate, flash it on the screen or talk about it later. But we're up over 1,400 feet total elevation gain for the day between the 2 trails. Whew, that's some crazy. And I know by the time we get done, we're probably gonna be between 7 and 8 miles for the day. But once again, you gotta remember that 1,400 elevation gain. I mean, 8 miles flat is nowhere near as hard as 8 miles of elevation out, you know, like that. As far as I know, and I've looked at the weather a couple of times, we're not expecting rain the rest of today into tomorrow. There is a chance for thunderstorms tomorrow evening, but it's only 30% chance. Nothing overnight tomorrow night, and clear Wednesday day. And thunderstorms like crazy Wednesday night, but we'll be gone, so we're going to see how it goes, guys.
Watch me down this entire thing.
Well, hey guys, so we got into sight. Ended up getting 4 more miles on this trail. We filtered quite a bit of water. We were really water deprived. I think both of us were actually kind of suffering a little bit of dehydration, a little bit of heat exhaustion, because we ran out of water about 2 miles back. And that wasn't good. We actually come in with 2 liters, but we end up drinking pretty much every bit of it as we come in. So
That was
it just,
elevation.
yeah, there was a massive elevation gain right at the very beginning. Well, not right at the beginning, but you know what, a mile in. We actually went up. What do we figure? 770 feet.
Yeah, something like that.
Like 770 feet of elevation gain over a mile, and it was really rough. I mean, there were stairs, there were a little bit of rock climbing, then it was just straight up. Yeah, it was a little brutal, especially in 90-degree weather, which is what.
Those, like, root climbing.
Yeah, I had the roots and such that we had to climb up, so it was brutal. But we got in here, we got set up. We did go down to the creek and rinse off and cool off with our buffs, and we have some microfiber towels that we dried off with. We actually both changed clothes. The only thing I didn't change was my shorts. I changed everything else. But yeah, and now we're doing some dinner. Like I said, we filtered altogether about 5 liters of water, and we drank literally a liter as soon as we got done filtering, and put electrolytes in it so we'd feel a little bit better, try to get rehydrated. And I think we're both going to try to drink a liter with water with dinner, and then it'll leave us about a liter between the 2 of us for the night. But we'll probably be in bed before long. It's gotten dark. If you can't tell, I've got my green light on. It keeps the bugs away. It doesn't attract the bugs quite as much as the white light or the red light, or the blue light even, because my headlamp actually does all. But the green lamp, actually, the light doesn't attract the bugs. That's why I'm using it. But I mean, you know, we still have a little bit of light left in the sky, but the valley we're in is completely dark. You know, I'm starting to get my night vision a little bit, and I can see decent, so it's not going to be too bad. But we're literally a step away from a new moon, so it's going to be pretty dark tonight, even with a clear sky. But I don't figure we'll have any trouble sleeping. We'll probably be exhausted before long, because that was some rough hiking today. Between the end of the first trail and then doing the trail coming down into, you know, getting up and then coming back down into here, because the coming down into here was pretty rough too. I was hurt on the ankles. But yeah, we're set up. We pretty much have the same setup we had last night. We were actually a little bit closer as far as hammocks to get tonight. We'll show you tomorrow what it looks like. But we're going to try to get up earlier tomorrow, and hopefully nothing will be wet, so we won't have to worry about drying stuff off. That did slow us down a little bit this morning getting ready. We're going to filter probably 4 or 5 liters of water, and then get on the trail and get over to our next site. It'll be night 3, which is the last night we're here. We were going to go see Daniel Boone's hut. It's, you know, rock formations and such up in there, and we kind of bypassed it because 1, we knew we were kind of pressed for time, and 2, we knew we were getting low on water too. So, and that would have added about an extra 1.5 miles, 2 miles, and we were done. We knew we had to get over here, so we skipped that. And I told Alex, I said, oh, next trip. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, eat, and then we'll talk to y'all here in a little bit, okay? Morning, guys. Day 3 here at Red River Gorge. Woke up to a decent little rain shower. Kind of got a little damp in spots. My hammock got wet from the way we had our configuration setting up. We weren't expecting rain, so I kind of had it set up where Lexi's bare butt dripped into my hammock just a touch, so my butt's a little damp, but that's okay. Nothing serious. We've got some drips coming off the trees, so we're going to use our rain flies as we hike out until that dries off. But luckily, we do actually have blue sky directly above us and out to the west. So hopefully that was just a one-off shower, at least for this morning. And we can get taken down. Unfortunately, our rain flies are soaked again, so they'll have to go back on the outside of our pack where they're not as conducive to be hanging, and they're wet, so that's extra weight. But that's okay. So this is our site. You know, weren't able to really get a good glimpse of it last night because of the where we got in here a little bit later. It started to get dark, so we just kind of skipped that and went with the fact that we just look at it today. So we're actually camped right up on this little embankment, and down there is the creek that we filtered from yesterday, and we willed this morning. And if you can see, right over here is where the trail continues, and it'll go back up through there. And that's where we're going to be heading today. Very shortly, we'll actually start another ascension up out of this valley, back up onto some ridges. So that's going to be a good test of the legs here in the morning on day 3. I actually don't feel bad. I slept really well last night. Very comfortable. Probably fell asleep about 11:30 or so, right after I got off the phone with the wife. And slept till about 2:30. I woke up for a minute, fell back asleep probably about 2:45, and slept till pretty much that rain shower come in. And it's roughly 8 o'clock right now that we're up getting ready to get out of here. Touch later than we wanted, but I think the extra sleep will go a long way into how we feel for the rest of the trip. But yeah, this is what we woke up to, guys. I don't know if you can tell on the camera here, but all this over in here is, you know, the rock formations, the weathering. It's really nice. Yeah, you might be able to see the rock formations a little bit right through here and over in here. So yeah, it's definitely a nice little site we picked for tonight. Very scenic. Listen to you if you can hear. I don't know if the phone's picking that up or not, but that's the creek. That's what we heard throughout the entire night. Literally listen to that. And then of course up this way, you've got rock formations and everything. That's the way we came from last night. We actually came from way up there. That was a pretty hefty descent all at once. That would have been a bear to actually climb up out of. Of course, I believe that's actually what we're going to have to do over there. Something very similar going up. But we're going to get some breakfast going. We do have to filter about 4.5 liters of water to make sure we can do breakfast and have water for the trail. But we're going to get that going so we can get out of here. And like I said, blue skies, guys. Hopefully that was just a one-off shower, just enough to get everything wet for us to have to carry, but hopefully we'll be good. Well, guys, we got site tore down. Got us about we have a total of 7 liters of water. 2 of it's from last night, but we got 5. What we're going to do, we're cooking with 1. We're both going to drink electrolytes, and then it'll give us basically roughly 4 liters of water to start hiking out of here. And we do have multiple creek crossings today. We're going to filter every time we see water, pretty much, as long as, I mean, unless it's like, you know, like probably not the next descent, because I don't even think there's a creek there, but the following one after that, we'll definitely be stopping. That'll probably be lunch. We're going to filter water because we're not going to run out of water again. That kind of stunk yesterday. But if you can't tell, the sun's come out. The sky is completely blue again. So at least for now, we hopefully will not have any rain showers coming on us. The sun's out pretty brilliantly back here behind these trees, so should get everything good and dry. Beautiful morning, guys. So nice being up in here, Red River Gorge. It's a beautiful area. We haven't had really anything bad to say about it other than a little bit of rain we've seen, which, you know, that's hiking, that's camping. We don't really mind that. And like I was telling Lexi, I said, think about it, this time last week I was at work, and I'm like, and I'm here today. I mean, just, it's almost unfathomable to see something like this and then realize, you know, that this is out there, and that, you know, there's a lot of people out there that don't even really get a chance to see this. And this was some hard trekking to get in here. I mean, it wasn't a joke. I mean, that 770, I think we figured out it'd be a 770 feet increase from Martin's Fork Trailhead up to the Daniel Boone Trailhead. That's basically what it was. We came up through there, up Rough Trail, and then up the Daniel Boone Hut Trail, up to that trailhead, and then then we hit the Pincham Tight Trail, and met up with the Bear Creek Trail, which is what we're on right now. And the descent down into this valley was actually, I mean, it put a little strain on the feet and the ankles, because it was a lot of times straight, 45 degrees or even even more. So parts of it were probably about 60 degrees. So, and of course we were rushing at that point in time because it was starting to get dark, and we're down in a valley, so it's getting darker even quicker. But just, this is what we woke up to. I mean, phenomenal. I've got my oatmeal done. I'm eating right now. Lexi's heating up her water.
I think I got the right amount of water.
We need like 4 or 5 ounces. I think I had 5, so. And last night was really peaceful. Now the crazy thing is, we're deep in the woods. We're actually, I mean, I looked it up on Google Maps. We are actually right pretty much in the center of the Red River Gorge geological area. And we could hear cars all night long. Like out this direction there's a road, and then back out this way there's another one. And we still heard cars. I would not have thought I would have heard a car in here. I was hoping to be secluded enough to go. I mean, if I hear a plane, I can understand that, but to hear a car, I was like, come on. And that's over the creek. I mean, the creek is pretty loud, and we still could hear cars all night long. I mean, even today, there was one point after it rained, we heard, it sounded like a bigger truck. And initially we thought it was thunder, and then we actually heard it kind of, change gears. I was like, nope, that's a truck, guys. So Lexi was like, okay, good. And then, like I said, now we have brilliant blue skies, so.
It's fabulous here. It's just like so great to wake up to this.
Yeah. I mean, a view like this when you wake up in the morning, you can't beat it.
You just can't.
I ain't gonna lie, I am missing my bed. I am missing my wife, but this still is awesome. This is like I can't say a trip of a lifetime, because I'm sure I'm gonna have plenty more going forward like this, but this is one of the better excursions I've had where I've actually gotten out. Well, this is the best backpacking trip I've ever had. So, I mean, and of course, I've only been doing it about a year, and pretty much everywhere I've went has been in Ohio, so. But I'm going to get off here. I'm going to finish my breakfast. We're going to get packed up. We do have a stream crossing that we're going to do in our camp shoes here in a little bit. And then we're going to get our actual hiking shoes on and get rolling. Try to get some miles under us. We are hoping, well, we did 4 yesterday, 4.1. So we actually have only 8 more miles to do either between today and tomorrow. We're hoping to knock out 6 today. If we can knock out 6, which I mean, we did 8 yesterday. 6 won't be that bad, I don't think. As long as the weather holds. But yeah, 6 miles today, and then we'll have 1.5, 2 miles depending on where we camp tonight to get out and hit the car and get home, and that'll be awesome. I'm looking forward to a much easier hike out tomorrow, and then sitting down and driving home. I think we are going to get pizza as we leave tomorrow, some point somewhere. So that's gonna be cool. But I'm gonna get my breakfast, guys. We'll see you on the trail. Alright guys, so we've come out of camp. Had that one camp crossing that we did in our camp shoes, and then we had a couple of other camp crossings that we had to do. And this is what we're kind of looking at right now. This is Bear Creek. It's really pretty down through here, guys. But I believe we're getting ready to start a little bit of an ascension, getting away from it, working our way back up onto the ridge. Our first ascension of the day. But I mean, like I said, guys, this is just phenomenal. We're loving it. Day 3, Red River Gorge.
Have my leave.
You have your leave. The return of the plant people from Wildcat Hollow. Oh, but yeah. So we're going to start this elevation gain, and we'll see what it looks like, and what we see, guys, we'll show to you. So pretty. Well, guys, we come off of Bear Creek Trail. Basically, that was hiking today up from the creek itself. About a 550, 600 foot elevation gain up to Coomer Ridge Trail, which is what we're on now. And this should be ridge walking for about a mile. And so far the trail's been nice. It's fairly flat. You know, the gradual up and down you get on a ridge. So it's not been too bad. The initial elevation gain back out of Bear Creek, we knew that was going to be a rough one, because coming down into that valley was pretty much straight down, and the other side was pretty much identical coming back up. But got through it. Did pass a couple of other, well, actually catch one hiker and another guy. He was taking pictures of the wildlife and the flora and fauna. He actually passed us because we had stopped getting a little bit of water, and then we passed him coming out of the trail. He had set up his equipment and was taking pictures of some of the plants in the area. But Coomer Ridge kind of looks like this. Like I said, typical ridge walking. A little bit rocky here and there, a little bit sandy. So it hasn't been too bad. It's pretty humid and hot today, so we're kind of feeling it a little bit. Day 3, a little rough. I know neither one of us, kind of as we were coming up that inclination over there at Bear Creek, were really wanting to do it. We were kind of like, whew, feeling it today. So day 1 was okay. Day 2, I think yesterday really got us because of we weren't expecting quite as much. We knew the elevation gains, but once we got on the top part over there next to Courthouse Rock and then coming back out, there was a lot of up and down there. There were points that we would descend about 100 feet and then have to go back up 100 feet. We weren't expecting that extra elevation up and down there, so that kind of got us. That was a rough part of the trail, but we got through it. So, and then coming in last night, being lower on water and it being as late as it was, that sucked. So yesterday kind of wore us out, and we're feeling it today. We are shooting. We're definitely going to we have to knock out 2 of these elevations. We've got one down. We've got to get the next one down. We'd like to get the 3rd elevation gain, basically down and up out of a valley. We're hoping to get that today, so we only have the 1 to worry about tomorrow, because we'd really like kind of have just more of a quick out and get to the car, get in some cool air and drive home, get us a really good meal, because I'm already feeling the dehydrated. I'm ready for a good meal. But you know, being on trail for 4 days, that's what happens, and you know, you get used to it. And you know, we'll have longer trails that we'll go going forward. But we got an elevation here, some rock climbing it looks like. So we're gonna get off here, and as we continue on the trail, guys, we'll let you know what we see. So we were making our descent down back to Rough Trail, coming down Coomer Ridge Trail, and happened up on this little rock outcropping here. Just thought it was kind of neat to look at. Just right off the side of the trail, because the trail's right here. This has been a little rough descent. Lexi actually slipped, and I actually almost went down a couple of times. It's been a lot of roots, and your feet want to catch on those. So that kind of has not been very nice, but forest is still pretty. Lexi survived. And then we come up on this. I'm like, well, maybe it was worth it. We get to see something that's kind of cool. So we came down Coomer Ridge Trail down here to this creek, and we've stopped mainly to get a little bit extra water, and we did eat some beef jerky, kind of stock up on some calories. There are some neat rock formations down here. Of course, most of these, probably were brought in by the glaciers and then during the last ice age and just deposited down here in the gorge and such. But just looking at them, some of them could be, part of the actual gorge itself, and they just kind of weathered away this way. But some of them were probably brought in by the glaciers. But enough of a science lesson. Just look how pretty it is. And there's a whole group of blue butterflies. We've seen those at every creek we've been at here. They're really pretty. They like to land on you. I think they like the salt content of your sweat, so they land on you and just kind of chill out for a little bit. And we did actually see some fish down in this creek. I don't see any right now. There's some it's like maybe tadpoles over there, or minnows. I can't really tell from this distance. But I actually saw some bigger fish down in here too, didn't really see because they kind of flitted past real quick. They came from this direction downstream, heading downstream. And it's when I was sitting down over here, because I was eating my beef jerky and getting some water. Yeah, it definitely is pretty. Definitely real worth coming down in here. That descent was pretty rough too. It was really steep in spots and muddy. We both actually almost fell there too, but we made it through that. The gentleman who was taking pictures with his camera actually come down as we were getting ready to sit down and bypassed us and went on out the trail this direction. So we may actually catch back up with him if he finds a spot he wants to take pictures. But just phenomenal. Luckily, we don't have any major injuries. Like I said, Lexi did fall up that one trail. She's asked for an ibuprofen. I'm gonna give her one because she kind of twisted her knee a little bit. So we'll just to make sure that there's no swelling on the trail. One ibuprofen's not gonna hurt her. I may take one too. My feet feel like they're kind of swollen a little bit. But third day of hiking, that happens. We're coming up on, we're at 6 miles into this trail, and we did, the last trail was 6 total. We did over 7 on that one. So we're actually probably close to almost 14 miles so far on the trip, which doesn't sound like a lot. I mean, whoa, snake. Copperhead. No joke, I almost walked right up on it. I think that's a copperhead. So guys, there are snakes here in Red River Gorge. Definitely. It scared the hell out of me. We'll let that go right off the trail here before we head out. So we're down next to this creek, down here looking for water. It was probably sunning itself. It didn't even pay no mind to me. If I'd have got a little bit closer, because I was still about 5 feet away. Definitely let that puppy go on. Peace out. See you. It's kind of crazy. I can barely even see it on the camera now. There it is. Well, guys, we're we did stop and have a little snack down there, like I was telling you. Saw that snake. Went ahead and filtered a couple more liters of water because we are getting ready to start up an elevation here just shortly. Got a few creek crossings, I believe. We've already done one. We're getting ready to come up on a second one maybe. It's muddy down through here a little bit and buggy, but still real pretty down through here. We're kind of watching a little bit, sorry. So watching for snakes now, because that did kind of scare us a little bit, you know, kind of freak us out. I mean, we knew that, you know, there was a possibility of snakes. We'd been watching for them. But that was the first time we'd actually seen one like that on trail. And that was a copperhead, I'm pretty sure. So I'll definitely look it up to make sure, but I kind of know what they look like. And that wouldn't have been fun, because that was a good 4 or 5 foot long snake, so it would have had plenty of venom if it would have got me. I don't know if I'd have got back out of here, just for the simple fact, I mean, we are, well, technically we are 4 miles from the car right now, because Gray's Arch, we saw a sign for it, said 3.75 to Gray's Arch, and the car is roughly a half a mile from there, so, you know, 4.25. Look at this, guys. It's really pretty. It's a nice little campsite right over there. All right, so it's a little bit rough, treacherous walking right through here, and I think we're getting ready to start our elevation and bugs. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here, guys, and we'll check back with you as we get on up top. Once we get up here, we've got about 1.5 miles of ridge walking. So we come up out of, I believe it was the Rush Creek area on the rough trail coming up, heading back out towards Gray's Arch. And we actually finished out pretty much most of the elevation gain, and we were walking along. We were thinking about lunch. It was about 2:15, and getting hungry, a little calorie deficient, and looked up off the trail, which the trail is literally right back over here, and kind of glanced and saw what looked like a little camp area, and that's where we're at right now. So I'm going to show you that and let you take a look at it. Really, you're not supposed to camp on the ridges, but this one's almost too good to pass up. So literally, guys, you're coming along the trail here. Like I said, the elevation gain was back over here. We actually just finished it up. It's 15-20 feet that way. And we were coming along looking to see what we had coming up. And there's a little bit of elevation over there, but nothing major. And I happened to glance over and see some stand of trees. And I saw it was kind of open. And I saw this log laying here, kind of maybe like a marker, you know, someone may use. And I said, let's go up in here and see if there's a place we can sit down and have lunch, because it looked shaded. It's really hot. I mean, it's probably in the mid 90s. Real feel. It's probably close to 100. Really bad humidity. But you got a nice little site up here. There's probably room to hang 1 hammock, maybe 2 if you're got shorter straps and some of the nicer stuff. I know you could probably get 1, and that's about it. But definitely tents. You could get 2 or 3 backpack tents up in here easily. And, you know, they actually have a nice dugout fire pit right here in the sand. And to be honest, if we were kind of near where we wanted to do tonight, or what we were thinking about doing tonight, I would say screw it, stay here, because there's already wood. We wouldn't have to worry about it. But we got a ways to go. We're actually debating, because we're probably going to finish the trail up early. We may actually even go home tonight. We do have a trip planned this weekend for me and Jenny. We're going out for our anniversary, 20 years. And Lexi's getting a little trail weary, and I'm starting to too. These have been some rough trails. I do believe if this was mid-October, when you think of it as cooler weather, we'd be a lot better off.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, the heat and humidity have just wore us down, and that last elevation was the worst we've seen. It was bad. I mean, there was a section where it was literally just a rock scramble up 15-20 feet. But definitely, I mean, like, say, imagine being here in the fall and none of this overgrowth being here. You'd have some of these pine trees, and that's about it. You'd definitely be able to see a nice view to wake up to in the morning. Yeah, definitely, you know, you'd have to make sure that, you know, you're careful here at night, watching where you walk, because literally you take 3 steps, that's trees, you know, 2-3 steps into those trees, you're going straight down. Because that is a cliff. It is straight down, guys. So that's why they recommend not camping up here, because a lot of people who are inexperienced, they wouldn't think twice in the dark, stepping over there and just not even knowing it's there and just drop off, because it does get very dark down in here. So, you know, that's why they tell you not to do it, and I wouldn't recommend it. I just figured I'd show you, you know, this is a typical campsite that we've kind of come across. This one just happened to be up on the ridge. It's a good place to stop for lunch, but you know, it would be kind of dangerous to camp here at night, even with lights, because the lights would die off as it went over that cliff and you could lose your footing very easily. Or if it was raining, you know, things like that. So, you know, more power to you. If you want to camp here, it's your choice. I just don't recommend it. But this is one of the nicer little sites we've seen. Now, we've actually saw a few bigger sites, but it was like in the middle of some of our descents and ascents, and just kind of rough to get the equipment out at that point in time, breathing really hard. But it's nice to actually stop for lunch. The sun is out blazing. I've actually cooled off some. The bugs are killing me though, because I think I've sweated off my DEET, so I'm going to have to put some more back on to get on where we're going. But yeah, we were looking at the map. Our trail, we probably only have about 4 miles, and it's only 2:30. So we are really seriously debating getting out of here probably around 6:30, hopefully. And that would be, you know, the latest. And just doing the three-hour drive home. You know, mainly like I said, Lexi's a little worse for wear as far as the weather, you know, the heat. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of gotten to me too. And you know, we will have done the 2 trails that we planned. We just did them faster than we thought we were going to. So we're really debating doing that. Would be kind of nice to go home, sleep in air conditioning in my bed beside my wife. I'm not gonna lie. You know, it's just something I'm thinking about. And we can always find a campsite. We're just kind of really debating what we want to do. But like I said, we only have 4 more miles to go. We've already knocked out 8 miles of this trail into, you know, well, a day and a half. So we hike a lot faster than what I was planning. I mean, even with the elevations. Of course, that last elevation gain, that's rough, wasn't it? She's not even speaking about it. Okay, guys, we're going to finish up lunch and get back on the trail so we can decide whether or not we're going to do the rest of the trail, you know, like actually, you know, camp tonight or just complete the trail. Because honestly, if we get 2 more miles, that would be about the only place we could camp, because after that, you know, you're starting to get too close to the car to even care. And I mean, if we're at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, you know, 2 miles from the car, I'm gonna say, yeah, we're just gonna go home. We'll get in the car, go grab us a pizza or something for dinner, and head home. I mean, 3 hours of drive, that's no big deal to get north of here. And we'll also go through some of the bigger cities that we've got to go through with no traffic versus trying to fight traffic tomorrow, the day before 4th of July. Yeah, and that would be midday traffic versus night traffic. So I'm really, I don't know, we'll see. But yep, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. We're gonna get on trail, see what we're doing for the night. We'll let you guys know. So yeah, we come out of the trail over there, guys. Heading into the trail here. But we come up on this little rock face. Of course, it's been graffitied, but it's still kind of neat to look at. Got a nice little opening view there somewhat. Heading back into the trail. Very hot and muggy, guys. And the trail is very tight right through here, if you can't tell. Definitely watching for snakes and everything else that could be on the trail on the sides here, back in the overgrowth. Ow. That was my calf. It's bad enough when you hit my shoe. Trail goes that way. Just hang on a second. Yeah, I don't think you want to come out here. berries. Cool.
Oh god.
So guys, we stopped off here. This is the Gray's Arch like area, basically picnic area. The Daniel Boone Trailhead is just right over there. Where we came from back this direction is the Pincham Hollow Trailhead. That's where we came out of. We're actually heading back over here just a little ways and going to go down. We're at about 1.5 miles to the car. So we're definitely getting excited just to be ready to be out of here. Like I said, we'll have completed everything in literally a day less than what we were planning. So that's a pretty good time. Right now we are sitting at, a little over 5 miles right now for the day. And we didn't start hiking until almost 10. 5.5 when we started hiking at 10 o'clock. So it's not too bad. And it's just now 4. I know that's still like only about 1 mile an hour, but we did stop for about 45 minutes, have lunch. We stopped here. We've actually stopped. This is our 4th stop, but it's just the heat. You know, Lexi's filling up on electrolytes now. I don't have anything really to do. As far as that goes, I've got my bladder. I've got about, I think I looked at it, it was like 1.25 liters. So this is a pretty little area if you want to come in and just have a little picnic. Still a real pretty day. The skies cleared off. We did hear some thunder out towards the south, and I checked it when we were eating lunch. The weather, there were some storms actually rolling through to the south of us, but nothing within like 25 miles of here. But we were able to hear that thunder, so it's kind of crazy the way that one storm come up on us when we were at Double Arch, and it just was just there. I mean, that's just what it felt like. I mean, we were excited to go see this, and all of a sudden, blam, there it was, and it was pouring rain and lightning and thunder and all around us. It's pretty intense. But it's been a great trip so far. We've definitely enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to getting this extra 1.5 miles over with, and I think we're going to go try to get some pizza. I think that's what we're in the mood for. It's just a big pizza, some me a Diet Coke, and I guess you probably a Coke or Cherry Coke or a Surge. Tea. Well, tea might work better for you right now. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get down this elevation here in a few minutes. Just figure out why I was stopped. I'd show you the area that we're stopped at and let you know. It's been a killer trail, guys. Definitely the hardest trail I've ever done. I mean, I go back to Ohio and hike some of those trails. I'll be like, this is nothing, guys. I mean, even Zaleski, some of the parts of Zaleski we've hiked, even in the rain, doesn't compare to some of the stuff we've seen here. Rock scrambles and just straight up, it felt like, and
It was some of the time.
Yeah.
Really, like just bam. I'm like, no, because it was like just the way it like went up some of the time. It was just so hard on your legs and like your calves especially.
Well, like she said, pretty much knees to your chin. That's what she kept saying. That was like knees to my chin. That was knees to my chin. So.
Out so I can lay down for a second.
And it doesn't help that half our packs are wet because it come in that little rain shower this morning, and my rain fly's still good and wet. My poncho's still good and wet. That's about all I have. Well, this one rag is still damp, but that does add a little bit of weight to what we're doing. So, but like I said, I'm just gonna be eager to get back to the car and air conditioning and go get something substantial to eat. Don't have to worry about a dehydrated meal tonight. I did have dehydrated tacos, been good, but big pizza sounds even better. I know it's not super keto, but I bet you I burnt 5,000 calories today.
Yeah, you kind of owe it to yourself.
Well, I mean, I'm on my 4th liter of water and I still feel dehydrated, so. And I've only, used the restroom once today, so that might tell me something. Need to get a Powerade. But I'm gonna get off here, guys. We're gonna get down this trail, get ready to go home. We'll show you some of the sights as we head out, and tell you, let you know how we're doing, and let you know what we're going to eat for dinner too, guys. Well, guys, we made it down most of our elevation. That's pretty intense. A lot of steps, a lot of rocks coming down, but we're back down here in a valley. Nice little creek right here. and we should be heading back over to our trailhead where our car's at, so we can actually make the drive home. We made excellent time today. Probably going to end up doing almost 8 miles for the day, and that's pretty intense with some of the trail conditions we saw, with how you know, some of those elevation gains, the increases were, I mean, some of those, the altitude gains were unreal. And Lexi being a trooper and sticking it out and getting through this, I'm really proud of her. Half the reason we are bugging out and going ahead and leaving tonight versus staying overnight and doing another day of hiking tomorrow, I don't think she could handle another day. She is only 14, and this third day is about wore her out. She's wiped, and I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I'm feeling it too. I could have struggled to do another day. I could have pushed myself, forced myself, but you know, definitely seeing the shape she's been in. Her feet are getting heavy. You can tell she's tripping a lot more. She's hitting the roots, struggling to make the steps that she needs to make. And just seeing that just gives me more incentive to say, yeah, let's go on home. It's all good. And you know, I'm kosher with it. We literally did everything we wanted to do, short of seeing, we thought about seeing Gray's Arch, but it would have been kind of difficult even if we'd had tomorrow. But other than that, yeah, we're good. Oh, it's something kind of neat on the trail. I don't know how well it's picking up. We are kind of in the shade down here. Big rock area with water flowing around it. Oh, and mud walking, yay. The trail's actually been in fairly decent shape up until this point. We haven't seen much mud or things like that, especially as we've gotten down here. But this looks kind of rough, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera away for a few minutes. We'll see what else we see, guys. Well, guys, come out the trailhead here. Got about less than 1/10 of a mile road walk over to the car. Over here at Martin's Fork Trailhead. It's the parking lot. Still pretty even on the road, guys. Yeah, that was a pretty good trip, guys. So the idea is what we're going to do. We're going to head over here. Lexi's going to throw her flops on so she can let her feet rest. I'm going to switch shoes. I have driving shoes to go home in. Try not to drive in your trekking shoes because your feet will get much more tired. I've done that once, and it was only an hour drive. It's when we went to Germantown, and I drove home in my trekking shoes, and my feet were miserable. I always switch out, have any extra pair of shoes because they feel different and much more comfortable. I also have a clean pair of socks in the car. that I'm gonna pitch on. That'll definitely help the feel of my feet. But what we're gonna do, like I said, we're gonna hop over here, get in the car, get the air conditioner going, make the drive out of the park. And there is a little pizzeria over here. We're going to get some food. Well guys, we got the trail wrapped up. We went on over to Miguel's Pizza. It's just across the way. Said it was like Compton in Kentucky, I believe. But I mean, literally it's like within, you know, a 10-minute drive of the trailhead we were staying at. But yeah, we wrapped up that trail. We ended up doing at least 10 miles today. It was like 9.5, 10 miles. We'll get that mileage for you here at the end of the video, let you know what we did. Kind of get a breakdown on what we've done between each day and everything. But yeah, Miguel's Pizza was really good. I know it's not keto, but after being on the trail, I just need a little something. Lexi really enjoyed it too. She had a good, you know, good time with the pizza. You can get over here in the video. Hi. But yeah, we're heading home now, heading north. Heading back up through Cincinnati, through Dayton, heading home. So yeah, like I said, that was a great trip. We definitely enjoyed the trail. The trails are really, really difficult. I mean, a lot, you know, what we were actually on, of course, part of what we were on today is called Rough Trail. So I guess it's, you know, definitely its name and culture. But, you know, definitely a lot harder than anything we've ever hiked. Anything in Ohio that we've done so far, it just pales in comparison, but also, you know, more reward because we saw much better sights. Definitely a, you know, a real fun trip for us. I would recommend anybody who wants to see anything awesome, just come on down to Red River Gorge. You don't even have to hike the trails. I mean, they have drive-up points to like Natural Bridge and, you know, scenic overlooks on some of the roads that we took to actually get to some of our trails. We just like doing things the hard way. But, you know, we enjoy the hiking, we enjoy the camping. I mean, of course, you know, you're not going to be able to see some of the valleys we saw with those creeks and such. But, you know, you can definitely get like some of the rock facings and stuff. Now, Courthouse Rock, I do believe you actually would have to hike up to that. But, you know, you can definitely see a lot of stuff. There's a lot to do down here in Red River Gorge. You know, even just for like a family vacation, they've got zip lines. We saw a small water park, you know, a place that had like a huge rock wall that you could climb. So definitely this whole area is somewhere I would suggest anybody coming down to, and especially if you're a hiker, this is a hiker's paradise, guys. You know, I've read a few blogs and seen a couple people talking, you know, about Red River Gorge. You know, people who actually weren't even sure they were going to enjoy the backpacking quite so much that they were in the process of trying to get into it, didn't really care for it, and they fell in love with backpacking because Red River Gorge. And I could definitely see that. It was tiring. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We probably actually picked some of the hardest sections to actually go through, which that's what we do. So, I mean, I know there were much easier hikes we could have probably hiked, and you know, that's fine. But we've got that trail wrapped up. There's plenty of other things to see there. We're definitely going to come back. I'm gonna try. I mean, even get Jenny back down here. You know, maybe do some of the smaller trails, some of the easier trails, so she can see some of this stuff. Because that right there, you know, we were struggling to finish it up. You know, 1 year in backpacking, you know, and Red River Gorge whipped my rear. I mean, it kicked my butt, guys. I'm not gonna lie, especially some of the rock climbs and the routes that you had to climb up and then come back. Even the descensions were almost as hard as going up. But it's worth it. I mean, just phenomenal, beautiful area to go to. Recommended, like I said. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. Driving home 3 hours north. You know, definitely enjoyed it. You know, for living the grand adventure, I'm Kevin. That's Lexi. Alex. Guys, we'll see you in the next video on the trail. Remember, always live your grand adventure to the fullest, just like we are here at Red River Gorge. Next time, guys.